You are one emergency away from your side hustle collapsing under its own weight. When you are the only person fulfilling orders, answering support tickets, and managing ads, you are not a business owner. You are a captive of your own labor. Today, I am breaking down the specific 3 step delegation framework that allowed me to extract myself from the daily grind and turn a 1 person headache into a self sustaining asset. Sleep. And the final step, it is something almost nobody does in the early stages, but it is the reason some people scale to $10,000 a month while others burn out within 6 months. Let us get into it. You started this business because you wanted freedom, but right now you are effectively the sole employee, the CEO, and the janitor. Think about your average Tuesday night. You are exhausted, yet you are still manually responding to customer emails or formatting social media posts. That is the first mistake. You are selling your time, and time is the one thing you cannot manufacture more of. The path to scale starts with the audit. Take a blank piece of paper and track everything you do for 3 days. Be brutal. If you are spending time on tasks that do not move the needle, they have to go. I remember talking to a graphic designer who was stuck at $2,000 a month. She was spending 4 hours every single day just invoicing clients and chasing down late payments. She thought she was being diligent. She was actually being a bottleneck. She outsourced that admin work for $12 an hour on a freelance platform, and within 2 months, her revenue jumped to $5,000. She stopped chasing invoices and started chasing new, higher paying clients. That is the easy win. If you can automate or outsource a task for less than your own hourly value, you do it immediately. Once you clear out that low level noise, you move to the second phase, building a standard operating procedure. Most people struggle to outsource because they assume nobody else can do the work as well as they can. And they are right, but only because they never bothered to document their process. A study from the Stanford Graduate School of Business found that firms with documented, replicable processes grow 40% faster than their unorganized counterparts. Stop relying on memory. Take your most frequent process, like client onboarding or content creation, and record a screen capture video where you talk through every click and every keystroke. Then turn that into a simple, step by step checklist. If you hire a virtual assistant and they have a written guide to reference, you do not have to train them every single time you want something done. It creates a system that is independent of your mood or your schedule. You are finding this helpful, so if you want to keep building this kind of momentum, go ahead and hit subscribe. I drop new strategies for growth every single week. Now, let us talk about the one move that shifts everything. Remember how I mentioned the 3rd step is the one that changes the game? This is it. Stop hiring for tasks and start hiring for outcomes. Most people hire someone and say, here is how you write an email. That is the wrong approach. Instead, say, here is the outcome I need. I need 5 qualified leads per week. I do not care how you get them, just hit that number. When you hire for outcomes, you are not just delegating work. You are delegating the responsibility of thinking. This is how you transform from a boss who manages every minute to a founder who manages a vision. Think about the difference. When you hire for a task, the person you hire will stop working as soon as the task is finished. When you hire for an outcome, they have to solve problems along the way to reach that target. They start becoming invested in the success of the business because they own the result. I saw this play out with a small e commerce brand that was struggling to manage their social media. They hired a student to post photos. It did not work. Engagement stayed flat. Then they switched the contract. They hired a strategist and said, your goal is to increase my conversion rate by 10% in 3 months. Suddenly, the person wasn't just posting photos, they were testing headlines, they were responding to comments, they were analyzing which posts drove actual sales. The owner didn't have to tell them what to do. The outcome dictated the effort. That is the secret to true scaling. Once you have a team that is accountable for outcomes, you are no longer limited by your own capacity. You can manage 3, 5, or 10 people as easily as you managed one because you are managing results, not hours. Let that sink in for a second. That one shift alone can save you more time than the first 2 methods combined. Once you start hiring for outcomes, your business stops being a side hustle and starts becoming an asset. It is no longer about how much you can do. It is about how much you can lead. So there you have it. 3 real actionable ways to scale your side hustle into something bigger. You start by auditing your time to get rid of the low value tasks. You build processes that allow others to step into your shoes without breaking the machine. And then you shift your hiring philosophy to focus entirely on the results you need, letting your team drive the strategy. The third method, hiring for outcomes, is what truly separates those who struggle in the weeds from those who build companies. It feels almost too simple, doesn't it? But that is the beauty of it. Complexity is just an excuse for not having a clear process. If you got value from this, share it with someone who is currently stuck in the grind. It is easy to feel alone when you are building something on your own, and hearing these ideas might be the catalyst they need to finally step back and grow. Hit that subscribe button so you do not miss the next deep dive into business growth. I am already working on a video about how to leverage low cost automation tools to handle those remaining tasks that you cannot outsource, so stick around for that. You have already taken the first step by watching this. Now, take the next one by implementing just one of these changes this week. Just one. Stop managing tasks, start building systems. You have got this. And remember, the goal is not to work harder. The goal is to build something that creates value even when you aren't at the desk. That is how you win in the long run. See you in the next one.